Dear friends, GATE 2019 examination is over. Now students are curious to know about their marks, rank, expected score and the chances in selection for the MTech and PSUs. Apart from that, set 1 and set 2, what is difficulty level, which paper is easy, which is tough, what will be normalization, who are going to get the advantage, who will be on disadvantage side. These are the questions in the mind of the GATE 2019 aspirants. We have with us today MADE faculty team of civil engineering to talk about, to discuss the all related aspects of GATE 2019 paper. I will take one by one subject and we will discuss these aspects. So first subject I am taking is highway engineering.
Yes, sir.
And Ashish, I would like to know your opinion on this subject for 2019.
Sir, in 2019, in set 1, they have asked total 3 questions in 1 marks, and 2 marks question they have asked 4. So, if you see in total number of questions, they have asked 7. In set 2, they have asked 3 questions in 1 marks and 3 questions in 2 marks also. So, out of the total, it is a total 6 number of questions they have asked. So, in set 1, 7 questions, set 2, 6 questions. But if I compare with respect to the last year analysis, then it is in 2018 set 1 total 7 number of questions, and 2018 set 2 it was 9 number of questions. So we can compare and we can get this idea that in both the sets they have actually increased the number of questions also. So number of questions they have actually asked 3 plus 2 in set 1, and number of questions they asked 3 plus 3 in set 2. So they have increased number of the questions with 1, that means the weightage has increased in highway.
And what about the difficulty level when you compare set 1 and set 2?
So difficulty levels are more or less, if you see the 50% of the questions are on the same level as is generally asked, but remaining 50% of the questions they have increased the level with 1 grade. So as I can see one more analysis here, there is a normal trend in highway engineering that they generally ask 50% of the total number of questions in highway, they ask generally from the traffic engineering only.
Okay. So this is observation. Traffic engineering becomes important.
Yes.
I am taking the second subject is RCC, and MK Singh sir, what is your observation of this year and last year?
Sir, this year number of questions asked in set 1 are 3 of 1 marks, and in set 2 1 question of 1 marks and 2 question of 2 marks. Comparatively, previous year more questions were asked. 4 plus 2 question in set 1 and 3 plus 2 question in set 2 were asked.
Okay.
So total questions asked in paper 1 in set 1 are comparatively easier.
Okay.
But comparatively I can say, but the standard of questions are good. Comparatively set 2 is more difficult, and out of that 2 questions can be done by the students if they have gone through if they have studied.
They have gone through the classes.
Yes, if they have studied well, they can do it. But 1 question is more difficult. For that, better preparation is required.
Right. GATE is always difficult for those who have not prepared for it. If you are well prepared, you can solve it. It is the paper which requires your aptitude and analytical skills. And you have really practiced over the year, last 6 months, 7 months. If you have prepared, I hope that you have been able to do it. Now the subject I am going to talk about is the reasoning and aptitude. So Ashutosh ji, what is your finding on reasoning and aptitude paper?
Thank you. There are few significant points which need to be mentioned here. Number 1, both the sets were almost of the same difficulty level, and number of questions wise there were 5 questions summing up to 8 marks in both the sets. And in year 2018, that means last year, it had been 13 marks summing up from 8 questions, which had been lowered down to 5 questions summing up to 8 marks. And set 1 has questions predominantly from areas like area, alphabetic series, blood relation and set theory, while set 2 has area, volumes, time and work, reasoning problem and percentages. Moreover, I would like to add that a well prepared student should have taken here 12 to 15 minutes in order to ace this set completely. And
I would also like to know, now this year we have seen mechanical and instrumentation paper had less difficulty level in the verbal skills and reasoning section. But what about in civil?
Civil also, the level of the difficulty was notches below than what it used to be in the previous years. It was significantly less. That's why I'm saying an average student should have been able to solve most of the questions easily.
Right. Strength of material is one of the core subject of the civil engineering. Rishi, what is your finding on the strength of material, number of questions and difficulty level, in which areas?
So we compare the last year paper. Last year set 1 that 5 marks question and set 2 2 marks question. So this year total number of questions strength of material increased. Set 1 that is a 3 questions 1 marks, 1 question from temperature stress, 1 for bending stress and 1 from principal stress, 1 marks. And 1 2 marks question from the direct shear stress, shear flow, and that's a very very good question.
Achha.
And 1 2 marks question from the frame, determinate frame, that deflection question.
Okay.
And same if we check set 2 that 1 marks question for the torsion, 1 marks from the direct shear stress and 1 2 marks question from the principal stress.
Any question which was difficult and very difficult, not able to...
Set 1 2 marks question direct shear stress, shear flow, that's a very good question.
And if we compare set 1 and set 2?
Set 1 is tougher than compared to set 2.
Set 1 is tougher. Okay. Right. Moving to the next subject of soil mechanics, which is the most important subject of civil engineering for the GATE examination. Every year we find soil and foundation engineering is most important. This year again repeated. So Ramtiyar ji, your finding on it?
First of all, I want to discuss this thing. Again, that GATE has been proved that soil mechanics is like one of the most important technical subject. Like if we compare the previous year, so in set 1, previous year they were asked total 9 questions, 4 marks, 4 questions 1 marks and 5 questions 2 marks. But this time total 14 marks last year. This time they were asked 6 questions 1 marks and 6 questions 2 marks. It means total 18 marks. 18 marks out of 100. So we can say that is one of the most important technical subject. In that second set, when we compare last year, so last year 4 questions were there from 1 marks and 5 questions 2 marks, total 14 marks. This time 4 questions 1 marks, 6 questions 2 marks, total like 16 marks. So again that level like 16% of total. Again that next if we compare the difficulty level. So if we compare...
One more thing here. Have they distributed all these questions from different syllabus, different part of syllabus, or they are concentrated to particular one area?
This time they are not concentrating. They distributed in like entire soil mechanics.
Okay.
Like we cannot leave any topic from that soil mechanics. Even that stress distribution they asked question.
Okay.
CPAs generally they asked. This time also consolidation, foundation, stress distribution, pile. Like they covered entire thing. Even that classification of soil also they covered.
Okay, they have been.
So if we discuss the difficulty level. So first of all, evening session. I can say this time soil mechanics that is standard is like generally they ask good question from CPAs, good question from consolidation. But in evening session I can say that is below that standard. Generally that standard is very good. So evening session that is standard of paper is like lesser than previous year. In morning session I can say that there are 2 questions which are like good, because one question is good because that question was like 1 page. Okay. So if that the students are scrolling, so they are unable to read properly. That was the factor of safety, shear strength divided by shear stress. One question that contact stress, they asked from the like research paper. Okay. Generally that is not mentioned in any book. That is like research paper, so directly they ask from that research paper. So that 2 questions I can say in morning session are like generally students are unable to do because that research paper work and that question was very lengthy. Otherwise all questions are like with the standard. If we compare both the papers, so morning session was I can say little bit tougher than evening session.
Right. Manish ji, let me first come to the subject of the structure analysis. Swami Gupta, what is your finding on structures?
In the structural analysis, in the morning session, 5 marks are given. Evening session also 5 marks. 1 question, 1 mark question, 1 they have given. 2 marks questions 2. Evening session also same thing. 1 mark question 1, 2 marks questions are 2. Total 5 marks. Weightage is almost same as in the previous one. Standard of the questions also same, very basic in nature, very standard questions, thorough understanding of the subject is required. But as per this GATE standards only, they have given no ambiguity in the questions, very clear.
Right. Coming to the subject of the fluid mechanics, fluid machines and open channel, including entire hydraulics engineering, how many questions and level of difficulty as compared to last year? Manish ji, what is your finding?
Sir, actually this year in the fluid mechanics, set 1 they have asked 3 questions, and in the set 2 they have also asked 3 questions. Hydraulic machines they have not asked any questions. Marks wise, including with the open channel flow, they have asked 8 marks from the set 1 and 6 marks from the set 2. Comparison with the last year, in the set 1 they have 5 questions of fluid mechanics, no any hydraulics question, and set 2 they have asked 2 questions. In comparison to the last year they have focused in the hydrostatic portion, dimensional analysis, these types of topics. But this year they have focused in the fluid dynamics portion mainly. Such as, if I am going to take set 1, they have asked 3 questions. One of the question from venturimeter, the next one from the Corti flow, the next one siphon. See, all these 3 questions are good questions. The standard of the questions are very good. They have first time asked the question connected to Corti flow. So that's why it's a very good questions according to me. Comparison to set 2, they have asked 1 question from the flow over submerged body, 1 question from the fluid kinematics. It's a formula based question, easily solved. But one of the question from the pipe flow, it's a very good question. So the standard as compared to last year, I think that's above.
Okay, so as compared to last year, this year relatively above.
Above.
Okay.
But in comparison with the sets 1 and set 2, morning comparison set 1 is hard as compared to set 2.
Okay. Subject of engineering mechanics, Akash ji, this subject usually is a secondary subject of the civil engineering, and students mostly take up it lightly. What is your observation in the importance of subject in exam and the difficulty level in the questions?
Actually, this year they ask 2 questions in both set, 1 question, 1 marks. So relatively from last year 2018, they asked 2 questions to 2 marks, means 4 marks in each set, but they reduced this time. But both questions are tricky questions. Both questions are like.
So the students require substantial understanding of the subject, even there is 1 mark question.
Yes, because 1 mark plays a very important role in GATE.
Okay, which area they have asked?
They asked from basically dynamics part, engineering dynamics part.
Okay. Next subject I am taking building material. Praveen, what is your finding on the building material subject?
So building material is the subject which is recently added in the syllabus in 2016. So in previous year the standard of question was very easy. Means direct theoretical question have been asked. But this year they have asked means extra question also. In previous year 1 mark in each set was there, but in this year 2 marks in each set is present, and the level of question was also very good. Like question from fineness modulus and question from design mix, which require very deep understanding of the designing of the concrete. So the questions of building materials also have significant impact on the rank and the number of the students, and the question in set 1 was little bit tougher than the question in set 2.
This year PERT CPM basically has been asked only 1 question in set 1, but there was no question in set 2. Usually every year we have seen in the past 1 or 2 questions in both the sets, but this year there was no question in set 2. This is diversity which we see in the exam. Sometimes they ask 1 subject, next time there may be some other subject becomes important. This year observation is not something which can be predicted for the next year again. Every year it has to change. And CPM question which was asked, only 1 question, that was also from the crashing. However, the fundamental part of the PERT and CPM was not asked. It was from the crashing section. Right. When I take the subject of English, Sapnaji, every year the pattern had been seen static 3 to 4 marks, but this year we have seen 7 marks. So what is your observation?
Sir, yes sir. As rightly emphasized by most of the experts sitting here, that it's very important to have a thorough and detailed understanding of each and every subject. Irrespective of the weightage it carried in past few years, it's very important to go prepared, because if you are prepared, the chances are that you would score well. Coming to English section in particular here, last 2 years papers if you look at, paper 17 and paper 18, English weightage it was around 2 marks. It was 2 marks. For 2019, it drastically went up to 7 marks. So 7 marks are certainly very, very important. Out of 100 marks, 7 marks, 7%. The areas that they usually emphasized, again, as all the teachers have said, that it was a standard paper. Level of difficulty, I mean, here and there, but overall questions are good. Here again, if I talk about English, afternoon critical reasoning questions were actually of very decent level. Some of them were ambiguous also, and students had a good number of doubts. For English grammar, error spotting, vocabulary, the same stereotyped areas which have frequently been tested.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mr. Jaspal and Sagar Dodeja, who handle the environmental engineering at MADE EG, are not available today because of their classes and personal reasons. So, in environmental engineering, we have seen this year in 2019 2 questions of 1 mark and 4 questions of 2 marks from set 1, total 10 marks. And in set 2 again, 2 questions of 1 mark each and 5 questions of 2 marks each, total 12. Environmental engineering has been always important for the GATE exam, and this year we have seen 10 to 12 marks in both the sets. This is how this subject is important. One more thing which we have seen over the period of time, the important subjects for GATE remains important, like mathematics, environmental engineering, soil mechanics, highway engineering, critical and then reasoning section. These subjects have been always important and remain important. The next subject I am taking to the surveying. Ashish ji, again coming back to you, what is your observation for this subject?
Sir, I'm able to see in survey both the sets, they have increased the level. They have the level of the questions are same, but they have increased the number of questions by 1. That means last year they have asked 2 marks 2 questions in set 1 and set 2 also. This year they have asked 2 marks 2 questions plus 1 marks 1 question in set 1. Again in set 2, 2 marks 2 questions plus 1 marks 1 question. So the level of question paper is exactly same as they generally asked. So there is no difficulty level, and number of questions I said it is increased. But there is one more observation in this subject. One question they have asked with inappropriate data.
Okay.
So student may challenge that question. That question belongs to Compass survey chapter.
So data is insufficient or
No,
ambiguous?
data are given and language also written, but as per the language the data are not matching.
Okay. So this kind of rare discrepancies are seen in GATE, but maybe. Right. Coming back to the subject of irrigation and hydrology, the water resource engineering. In irrigation, there is only 1 question in set 1 and only 1 question in set 2 and 1 mark each. In hydrology, we have seen 2 questions of 1 mark and 1 question of 2 marks in set 1, that is 4 marks. And in set 2, 1 question of 1 mark and 1 of 2, that is 3 marks. Irrigation hydrology again is not considered as a core subject for the GATE, and that is same we have seen in the exam also. When we see the subject of steel structure, Swami Gupta, what is
steel structure? Number of questions in morning evening session are same. Only 2 questions they have asked. But morning session 4 marks, 2 marks questions 2 are given, and afternoon session 1 mark 1 question, 2 marks 1 question. So in other words, in the steel structures weightage they have reduced in the evening session to 3 marks only. Morning session 4 marks they have given. Last year it was 4 and 5 marks. Now it come to 4 and 3 marks. But standard of the questions are very good, very fun. Again, thorough understanding of the steel structures is required. Very basic in nature, those questions are.
right? Engineering mathematics is one of the, again, scoring important and tricky area. This year, when we see in set 1, 2 questions of 1 mark and 4 questions of 2, total becomes 10 marks. In set 2, 5 questions of 1 and 4 questions of the 2 marks, total 13. So 10 to 13 marks in GATE examination from the engineering maths. When you see these subjects, out of the total 19 subjects in civil engineering, there are 7 subjects which have given around 65 to 70% marks. What are these subjects? Soil mechanics, environmental engineering, highway engineering, mathematics, reasoning, and English. These are the areas which have given 65 marks, either in set 1 or in set 2 close. Remaining 12 subjects have given this year 35% weightage. But this is the weightage this year we have seen. When you see previous year, the pattern is different. Sometimes structure is more, sometimes RCC is more, sometimes environment, other subject like survey is more, sometimes the strength of material. So students are advised to read and review the entire syllabus. This is what the unpredictability in the examination. If you have prepared well, then only you will be able to do well in the GATE examination. GATE requires very high accuracy. You cannot afford to make any mistake, and one mistake can lead you 2 marks or maybe more than 2 marks negative also. So this is what this exam is about, accuracy, right? So once your marks are available, rank is known to you, and you know about your score of GATE, then the next stage is how to apply it. And rightly said, GATE is the gateway for the future. And in recent time, we have seen the opportunities through the GATE score has increased, and these are increasing year by year. If I talk about one by one, then GATE scorecard can be used for taking admissions in IISc, IITs, NITs, and the other engineering colleges, which are the well-prominent colleges from where you will get the MHRD sponsorship also. And even your GATE score is not very impressive and you are fond of taking admission in IITs, there are opportunities. Yes, you have to explore. There are 2 types of courses in IITs. One are core engineering courses of your branch. Second are the interdisciplinary courses like energy studies, like computer applications, robotics, and tribology, industrial tribology, and so on. These branches are usually less preferred by the industry. That is why the cutoff is going down. But yes, if you are fond of going in IITs, you can still prefer. Secondly, GATE scorecard can be used for NITI Mumbai. NITI is one of the most preferred destination for those who want to go in the industry job. And the course of postgraduate diploma in industrial engineering and postgraduate diploma in industrial management are offered by the NITI. And here one thing I would like to highlight that apart from GATE score, your academic performance and your group discussion and the interview performance plays the role. So in case your GATE scorecard is average, but you have very good academic record and you are a very good candidate to speak about, to express yourself during the interview, and you can do well in the group discussion, you can take an edge over the other candidates. Thirdly, when we see the previous year placements from the NITI Mumbai, they are awesome. Excellent. Almost all these students have got the double round of the placements, and some students have got triple round of placement. And average salary of the placement from NITI is even higher than the IIT placement. So this is the one thing which I would like to tell you. Next is the application of the GATE scorecard in research organizations like BAR, ISRO, DRDO, and other related organizations. In BARC, either you can apply through the GATE scorecard, or if your GATE score is not good, then you have separate entry level also, that is through the separate entrance examination. BARC conducts every year separate entrance exam also. So even your GATE scorecard is good, then also you can apply through the separate, or you can apply through the GATE. If your GATE scorecard is not good, then definitely you should go through the lateral entry, that is through the separate entrance examination. Coming to the next application of GATE is in CSIR. Council for Scientific and Industrial Research takes the admission in Junior Research Fellowship Program. This is a 5-year integrated course where Scientist C will be the opportunity. It is integrated for MTech plus PhD. After MTech, you can take exit also if you don't want to continue 5-year integration of PhD. So this is again the way through the GATE exam. And recently we have seen some of the foreign universities have come up to give the admission for their masters and MS courses through the GATE scorecard, and Singapore National University is one of them. So in case you are exploring yourself at international level and moving abroad, then again you can apply for the such universities. Coming to the next, there are several MNCs now. Some of the MNCs now, they have come up to recruit on the basis of GATE score. So this GATE score has very wide application. You have prepared 1 year for GATE. In case your performance is not excellent and you are not getting something constructive, then you can apply for the next year also. GATE scorecard is valid for 3 years, but this validity is only for taking admissions in master's courses. One of the major application of GATE, which I could not tell you in the beginning, that is the public sectors. Almost all the major PSUs are now recruiting on the basis of the GATE. You have to apply for each PSU separately, where you can fill your GATE registration number. So keep on tracking these sites of the PSUs when and whenever these vacancies are released, you have to apply, and GATE will become a benchmark. Then you have to face the GD, PI and the psychometric test if required. MADE will definitely support you for all these things. Once the GATE examination result is declared, we will conduct the post-GATE counseling session to guide you, to tell you at your GATE score which college you can get and which will be the best preferred branch for your academics and where you can go in the life with a progressive growth. Secondly, if in case you are expecting your call for the PSUs, then MADE will provide the personality development classes, personal interviews, group discussion sessions and one-to-one discussions for the hobby related areas. Apart from this, there are these time-to-time courses for the different interview as well. If you are a second year, third year or a college going student, then this year first time MADE is coming up with the summer GATE courses, and these courses will be conducted in Delhi and in Hyderabad centers for all the branches including mechanical, electrical, civil, electronics, computer science and instrumentation section. So in case you are planning to best utilize your time of the summer vacations, then this can be the one of the best destination to join MADE in the summer. And this will be a 70 days course, and it is not going to be a crash course. This is important. It is going to be an extended hour teaching daily 8 to 10 hours per day. For 70 days, we will cover entire GATE syllabus in the 70 days. And we will give the study material and the other related requirement assignments in this. Apart from this, MADE conducts the classroom courses for the pass out students and weekend courses for the college going students. These are 1 year or 2 year courses, and we have the postal programs. If you wish to take distance learning programs from the MADE and you are not able to join any of the centers of MADE, definitely you can take help from us. So MADE is a very holistic institute which provides the guidance for the engineering services, GATE and public sector examinations to the best of satisfaction of the students and to the best requirement of the examination. In case you are looking forward from us any kind of support, then we are eager to help you. We are eager to guide you, support you. Whether you are a MADE student or not, definitely feel free to take any support from us. If you have further queries, you can log on to the student portal of MADE, which has been recently launched. We will support all the MADE teachers are active over there. We will answer your queries and we will support to your requirements. Related to the medical fitness and other requirements also, you can post your questions on the student portal. And in further, if in one-to-one, if you want to write, you can call us at the MADE landline numbers, or you can post your queries through the mails. In the student portal, recently MADE has launched Job Box, where we update the vacancies for the all engineering graduates, whatever the vacancies, technical or non-technical, on daily basis. And the related videos are also uploaded on the YouTube channel. Students who are pursuing their BTech or they are doing other work or preparing for the competitive exams are recommended to go through the Job Box. It is highly useful and beneficial to you. And if you are preparing, I wish you all the best. Keep yourself motivated, keep yourselves inspired, keep on visiting the student portal, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.